Hey guys, hope you're having a great week of training. So today I got a question from Quora, the question and answering site. And the question says, how do BJJ players get comfortable rolling around with copious skin contact and other people's sweat? So that is one downside to training jiu-jitsu and even wrestling, is that you're gonna have to deal with sweat. I think starting out, it takes a while. It's going to take a while for a beginner, someone without that martial arts or sports background, to just get used to dealing with someone's their own sweat and then dealing with someone else's sweat, and also the skin contact. Being so close to someone, it is weird. I guess in your everyday life, like you very rarely going to be that close to someone. Maybe your family. You might hug your friends, maybe your significant other or something. But in jiu-jitsu, that's a big part of the training. Is you're going to be in close quarters, close contact with all these different types of people. Maybe people you've been around a lot with, but you're also going to be training with people you never met before. People from out of town. You don't know who they are. So it does take some time to get used to. I think that the contact you do get used to, but the sweat, you don't really get used to that. You just kind of don't think about that. So with the gi itself is a barrier. So it's a little bit easier to deal with the sweat. You can always like wipe your brow with your gi sleeve or something, and it's a little bit more manageable. I've also noticed, people that sweat a lot, they will have like a little hand towel or something that they can keep on the mat, and they just try to manage that as much as they can. One big thing that I do is just limiting my contact with the surface of the mat and with my training partners. Not because I think they're gross, but just for health reasons. So you can wear like spats, full length leggings. In addition, you can wear like a rash guard. Some people will even wear that and wrestling shoes. So there are things you can do to limit your contact with someone, other people's sweat, and then also the mat. And you just do whatever you can to manage it. I know there's some people that are more OCD, so that's going to bother them more. So it's going to take a longer period of time for them to get used to it versus someone that's just naturally used to being close to other people and has had a sporting background and is used to their sweat. If you guys can't tell, I'm sweating right now. It's hot in Atlanta, so you just gotta deal with it, man. It's part of training. Is you're gonna sweat. I'd be worried if someone wasn't sweating. Something might be wrong with them. So yeah, just try to limit your contact with just the matted area and your training partners. Just also try to be courteous. So when I'm training and hey, I feel like some beads of sweat about to drip on my training partner, I'll try to do a courtesy wipe. Um, even during a roll, during training, I'll try to even if I'm giving my all, I'll try to like wipe off a little bit of sweat, just to be courteous and show my training partner that I understand that battle of dealing with sweat and how it's kind of gross. And hopefully they will do the same thing with me. Not try to attack me, drown me with their sweat, which it is kind of gross. So that's with the gi on. It's a little bit more manageable. No gi, you're kind of screwed. You just got to deal with that stuff, man. It's just going to be slimy and gross. And again, try to wear a lot of layers. Just limit your contact with the mat. And just, man, just don't think about it. That's the best thing I can say. Don't think about it. And then, when you're done training, go take a shower. That's what I try to do. Because, man, after no-gi, you just feel so grimy and slimy. You don't know what you got on you. You got everybody's sweat and then mixed with your sweat and whatever's on the mat. You just try to block it out. And, man, make sure you go take a shower. Get that stuff off of you. Go make sure you wash all your uniforms and your training gear. So So yeah, that's about it. I don't think you really get comfortable rolling around, in that the contact's not bad. I think people get used to that a lot quicker than the sweat thing. Um, but just dealing with other people's sweat, you just, man, just try to block it out and not think about it. I'll even try to dodge the sweat if I can. If I'm playing on bottom, playing guard, just try and dodge that sweat. Um, but yeah, man, just don't think about it. It's all a natural part of your biological processes. You're getting hot, you're gonna sweat. Um, and I mean, if you want to get a good workout in and you're training hard, you're gonna be sweating. So just try to be courteous. Try to just manage it as much as you can. All right, guys. I'm gonna try and do some more questions from Kiora because they got some good stuff on there. I think it'll really be beneficial for people starting out, those beginners, and people that have been out for a while. These are like little questions that I wouldn't write about. I'm not saying it's not important, but it's so it's just so minute that I wouldn't think to write about it. But with YouTube, it's so easy for me to just, hey, I can talk about that little thing for 5 or 6 minutes pretty easily. All right, guys. So until my next video, ciao.